Hello, I'm Lisa Robertson. I'm here in the village of Nalliers, France. I'm going to read two passages from my new novel, the Baudelaire Fractal. But don't worry about it being a novel, because it's really a bunch of prose poems disguised as a novel, or a novel disguised as a bunch of prose poems. I showed you the cover. That's the inside cover. Selfie 1984. Raised from babydom into doubt, I'm as feminine as Rousseau. I, Hazel Brown, eldest daughter of a disappearing class, penniless neophyte stunned by the glamour of literature, tradeless, clueless, yet with considerable moral stamina and luck, left my family at 17 to seek a way to live. It was the month of June in 1979. I was looking for beauty. I didn't exactly care about art. I simply wanted not to be bored and to experience grace. So I thought I would write. No other future seemed preferable. Let me be clear. I did not want to admire life. I did not want to skim it. I wanted to swim in it. I judged that to do this, I had to leave and to write. I wanted to speak the beautiful language of my time, but without paying. I myself was not beautiful, moody, angular, both dark and pale, of bad posture, for I was perpetually thrust forward as if rushing into time, awkward whilst being observed, a half-broken tooth in my reluctant smile, uncertain in manners, premature frown lines between my gray-green eyes, all of this magnified by an urgency with no recognizable context. Comedic, in short, in the mode of a physical comedy. Prodigal, undisciplined, with an aptitude for melancholy, I left houses, cities, lovers, schools, hotels, and countries. I left with haste, or I left languidly. Also, I was asked to leave. I left languages and jobs. Leaving made a velocity. I left garments, books, notebooks, and several good companions. Sometimes I left ideas. After the leaving, then what? I suppose I would drift. I had no money and no particular plan. Cities exist, hotels exist, painting exists. Tailoring also, it exists as anger exists, mascara and melancholy and coffee. I liked sentences and I liked thread. Reading surely and excessively exists, also convivially, perfume and punctuation. I had a fantasy and my diary. I had my desire with its audacity, its elasticity, and its amplitude. I carried a powder blue manual Smith Corona typewriter in a homemade tapestry bag. I was eager, sloppy, vague. I wore odd garments. I carried no letter of introduction, and I knew no one. I was only a girl bookworm. I wasn't to stay. None of this troubled me much. The nervous fluid of a city is similar to a grammar or an electric current. Loving and loathing, we circulate. I myself did not exist before bathing in this medium. Here I become a style of enunciation, a strategic misunderstanding, a linguistic funnel, a wedge in language. Here I thought I'd destroy my origin, or I did destroy it by becoming the she-dandy I found in the margins of used paperbacks. What do I love? I love the elsewhere of moving clouds. Reading unfolds like a game called I in public gardens in good weather, in a series of worn-down hotel rooms, in museums in winter, where I is the composite figure who is going to write but hasn't yet. If I'm not alone in these rooms, if I could be known, it would be by the skinny red-haired street singer, the secretary of Cologne in her ironical cast-off dress, the hard-shod horse girls neighing in the dark apartment, by similarly hybrid she-strangers and foreigners, any girl with the combined rage of lassitude and complicity. They are blazons. Cool threads of anger bind me to them. We cease to be human. We're neutral, desituated clouds. There's nothing left to fear. This realization is a vocation. My name is Hazel Brown. Of all stupid art, the poem is the most stupid. A nearly imperceptible flick of the mop just below the surface of the water. An idle flutter of the hand. Very stupid, outside all good sense and discretion, because the poem must be indiscreet or not at all. It should just trail aimlessly in the hospitable water, floating on the sea or swimming. It must be the sea, no other water. Waves, but not stormy waves, the slight rocking movement. This floating is like a hotel. Nothing interrupts sensation. The body is supported and welcomed by gentle neutrality. Especially the sea on an overcast morning of light rain, the encompassing pleasure enveloping the skin, salt water and soft water. I will take a bath. I will write all morning in a hotel. I will lack nothing. The soft, coarse sheets wind around me. I float in the possibility of drifting, unattended. The freedom of floating, no weight, no companion, just the hospitality of the encompassing element. A slight coolness is enough to bring the attention to the sensation of water on skin, of worn cotton on skin. Or perhaps in a cafe in the village in summer, the bells ringing, the irregular waves of conversation, occasional scraping of chairs on stone pavement, but mostly floating in the sea or in a hotel. The superior hospitality of the threadbare hotel, the minimal frisson of slight discomfort, as in cool water, which augments the feeling of skin, the feeling of being only skin, punctuates the sensation of being in the minimum calmly, as in an element. The elemental hospitality of the inferior hotel, felt in the minimal, even ironical welcome, the absence of any exaggeration or luxury that would leave one in its debt, the muteness and reluctance of the clerk. This is the stupidity I crave. Thank you to Coach House Press for beautifully publishing this book for me. I'm really happy to have been working with this wonderful Toronto-based press. And thank you to Poets House. I appreciate that Poets House continues to support and put forward the sublime uselessness of poetry, which is a form of uselessness more and more necessary today. Thank you.
If you've enjoyed these programs, please consider giving a contribution to Poets House. For more than 30 years, they've kept the door wide open to everyone for the joy of poetry. Recently, they have temporarily had to shut the door and are reeling from the financial implications. Please give, even a small donation if you can. Thank you.